All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It's February 22nd, 2020. The date we said to circle last January 23rd. Because, as always, there's deaths in the headlines on these days that connect to the same repetitive numbers, 64 and 44, namely. Every month, once a month, there's a date that comes up that has 64 and 44 date numerology. The words kill equal 64 and 44. In the case of the story we're looking at on the screen, Daredevil Mad Mike Hughes, the flat earther trying to prove flat earth, he was trying to reach the Kármán line today with his rocket launch. Kármán line happens to equal 64 and 44. I don't think this man's death is any accident. I think if he really is dead, he was sabotaged. And I'm going to get to how his death was synced up with the release of his Netflix film, Rocket Man. Undeniably. But every single month with the 64 and 44 date, these type of headlines. Every single death that falls on these dates will always connect to the same repetitive numbers. We've been showing this for literally 3 years straight. Just like how last month I said circle January 23rd, 2020, which was the date with the 64 and 44 numerology. You had the death of a reality star whose name was 64 and 44 from The Bachelorette. You had a news anchor with the 44 connection. You had an NBA player who'd played in 44 career games, and so on. Now here we are a month later, same type of thing. And you just watch next month on March 21st, it'll be the same type of thing. And you watch on April 20th, it'll be the same type of thing. And May 19th, and June 18th, and July 17th, and August 16th, and September 15th, and October 14th. I'm just saying out right now all the dates that have 44 and 64 numerology. November 13th, December 12th, it'll be the same thing every single day that I just mentioned. Haven't been wrong about this for the last 3 years that I've been pointing it out. Won't be wrong next month either, sadly. I'd like to be wrong, but I'm not going to be wrong because we're exposing how the powers that shouldn't be operate. If you end up being in some sort of mainstream production, you better watch out. Jeranism, for example. I know you agreed to do the Netflix documentary. Wasn't a very good move on your part. Didn't make you look very good, but a person like you, I'd watch out, man. If you got any money from Netflix to be in that, I would watch out. So anyway, Daredevil Mad Mike Hughes, dead at 64. Check it out. February 22nd, 2020. The date numerology, 64, 44. So often these dates will have a 28 or a 17 in the numerology as well. Kill has the Gematria of 17, 28, 44, 64. So often that's the case. So notice Kill is 44, 64, 28. Daredevil is 44. He was 64 years old, and from the release of Rocket Man, which was August 11th, 2019, to his death, that was 28 weeks on the nose. So all the kill numbers present. And they said for this launch, the Discovery Channel was there. They were filming a show that they're going to put out later this year, which is not typical. So he was making some money from the Discovery Channel. They said they're going to show the crash footage in the show later this year. Part of me even wonders if he's dead. You know, there's a lot of major shills in the flat earth movement. Again, anything that goes viral in the truth movement, you should raise an eyebrow at, as flat earth did in the summer of 2015. But anyhow, dead exactly 28 weeks after this film. And remember, August 11th, 2019, that was a date I told you guys to circle nearly a year in advance. I said, keep your eyes on Temple Mount. There will be an event there that day. Sure enough, tear gas fired on Muslim worshippers. Unprecedented tear gas at Temple Mount. Tear gas, by the way, equals 118, like the date 11/8. Tear gas was fired that same day on the Taiwan protesters for the first time in that nation in the subway. Tear gas, 118. Anyhow, August 11th, 19, it was a date with 38 numerology as well. Death is 38. It can be written 11/8. In Jewish Gematria, death's 118. And the name of that, or the name of what he is, Daredevil, it also has the Gematria of 163, which is the 38th prime number. You know, this same pattern shows up so often. Last video I just did was talking about the death of Martin Luther King Jr.'s brother at age 38. He died on the day, leaving 163 days left in the year. Okay, so moving on, just to read a little bit of this. Mad Mike Hughes is believed to possibly be dead, and then later they confirmed, after they wrote this, that he was dead. I wouldn't believe anything from TMZ, but this is TMZ's reporting, who somehow is always the first to break the news of celebrity death in the world. You know, that's a weird thing about TMZ if you think about it. They're always the first to report that a celebrity's died. Almost always. Mad Mike Hughes is believed to possibly be dead after launching himself in the air with a self-made rocket that crash-landed and it was captured on camera. The well-known daredevil and amateur rocket engineer was doing a rocket launch Saturday in what appears to be near Barstow, California, where a reporter says Mike propelled himself into the air with a self-made steam-powered rocket and then crash-landed into the ground. The reporter, Justin Chapman, adds, "Very likely did not survive," he tells TMZ. "Mike is confirmed to be dead. They're on the ground as well." In the video, you see a parachute fly out of the rocket, but it doesn't appear anyone is using it. The presumption for now is that Mike might have stayed in the rocket as it ascended hundreds of feet into the air. Mike's rep, Darren Schuster, tells TMZ he was not at the launch Saturday, but does believe his longtime client to be deceased based on what he's seen and heard. Darren says Mike was a one-of-a-kind, adding, "When God made Mike, he broke the mold. The man was the real deal and lived to push the edge. He wouldn't have gone out any other way. R.I.P." What's even more crazy about the crash is that it may have been getting filmed for a new TV show Mike is a part of in partnership with the Discovery Channel. The show's called Homemade Astronauts, and it's set to launch sometime in 2020. For Saturday's experiments, Mike is said to have been attempting to get as close to space from Earth as possible, otherwise known as the Kármán line. And again, Kármán line is 44 and 64, just like today is the 44-64 date, the numbers we always point out. And again, Daredevil's 44, dead at 64. And then they say the Kármán line's about 62 miles above the Earth's surface. What I want to know is if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I just wonder, because as we know, sacrifice is 62, so is Faustian bargain 62, which is a deal with the devil for material wealth and gain, for fame, for attention. Without the use of advanced tech you might find at NASA or SpaceX. So they're saying he was trying to reach that without, being one of the big space agencies. And they say much more tragic. Mike seemed pretty stoked for the launch this weekend. He posted a video describing his rocket, where it would go down and what he was aiming to achieve. By the way, he's a big flat earth believer. And a documentary was even made about him trying to prove it. And again, he's dead 28 weeks later on a 28-date numerology as well, and kills 28. Mike was 64, R.I.P. Now, here's what else is weird about this. The documentary was called Rocket Man, right? The one that came out August 11th, 2019. Look at the Gematria of Rocket Man and Flat Earth. 3753, right? And today's the 53rd day of the year. He's dead on the 53rd day of the year. My guess is that if he's really dead, how they mentioned that part about how the parachute came out with no person on it, my guess is that something was purposefully tampered with so that his parachute wouldn't work, or that he wouldn't go out with it as planned, as it was built, as it was designed. I'm guessing if this man's really dead, his craft was purposefully tampered with so that this would happen. How else could all this be so perfectly coordinated? And in light of the same type of rituals we see all the time with people who are celebrities or B-list celebrities, or even, I don't know what Mike Hughes would be considered. He's obviously not super famous, but he's gotten some attention. His name's probably known to millions of people in this world. A lot of flat earthers out there. But anyway, he's dead on the 53rd day of the year as Rocket Man. doing research for the flat earth theory. And as we've always pointed out, flat earth theory has that 74 gematria. If you go back up to the headline, fatal rocket crash landing, or where did I see it? I know they used the phrasing fatal rocket landing somewhere. Maybe it was in another article I read. Somewhere they described it as a fatal rocket landing. Excuse me, but when I saw that, I was like, that's 74 like flat earth theory. So, and don't forget, the home of the flat earth theory in the United States is Zion, Illinois. Something I've always pointed out. So, but again, the prediction never fails, sadly. It's always the same numbers, the same type of pattern. And, this is CNN's front page today. Country singer Lindsay Renee Majesty of Dixie Crush dies. She didn't actually die today, but they'll also save these headlines for the dates with the 44 and 64 numerology. If you go down there, if you scroll down this, Navy football player dies after being found unresponsive in dorm. Covered that earlier. By the way, you guys, that video that I uploaded from my phone earlier, it was supposed to upload hours earlier. I thought it had uploaded hours before I uploaded it. I was in a parking lot. I went hiking with my buddy today, so I did that in the parking lot while I was waiting for him to meet up with me. But anyway, then you got another one down here. Police find body of missing baby. Count the headlines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 headlines. How many have to do with death? 1, 2, 3. 3 of 8, huh? Death, 38. Murder, 38. Killing, 38. RIP, 38. Daredevil, 163, the 38th prime. So, this girl's story, what stands out right away is that she was 25 years old, right? We know death is 25, also 38. And her full name, which they mentioned, has that gematria of 331, which is the 67th prime number, and blood sacrifice is 67. We've seen this plenty of times. I have a longer post on her death. This actually broke headlines last night, so it actually came out before the 44-64 date. CNN, though, saved it for today. CNN didn't cover it until today, and CNN always does things by the numbers. But for all the people who put it out yesterday, February 21st, 2020, that was a date with 63 numerology. Her name, Lindsay Legsty, or Lagesty, or however you say it, gematria of 63. So yesterday was the perfect day to break the news. She had died Monday, though, February 17th. So they saved it until yesterday, the day that corresponded with her name. Then CNN saved it for today. But notice the date she died, date with 59 numerology, accident equals 59. For the 6 years I've been here, I've been pointing out the same things. These supposed accidents with celebrities on the 59 date numerology. Remember, 59 is the 17th prime number, kills also 17. In Jewish gematria, it kills 59. With regards to her being 25 years old, remember, death has the gematria of 97 and 25. 97 is the 25th prime number. Said before, pretty much at the start of the year, that 2020 would be a bad year for celebrities. It has been. Death is 20 in the most pure cipher. Also 38, like her name, Lindsay, 38. And her surname has that gematria of 74 and 43, like killing, like Masonic, like Lucifer. We're just talking about that with Kobe Bryant and the Boule. 74 and 43. She obviously wouldn't be a member of that. She's not black, but again, just the number patterns. Killing, Masonic. Again and again. And covered this earlier, but we'll do it one more time. Saved for today. Navy posts this on their website at 2/22/2020 in the first minute of the day. 12:01 a.m. And this happened days ago. But it just shows that it's purposeful. They wait until the first minute of the 22nd to report on the death of a 22-year-old in an unexplained death. Football player. 22 men on the football field. But his name was David, 22, dead at 22. The news on the 22nd. And of course, today has that kill numerology. He played for Navy. Navy's 17 in the same cipher that kill is. Ends the 14th letter. The numerology of 14 is 5. A is the first letter, so A is 1. V is the 22nd letter. The numerology of 22 is 4. Y is the 25th letter. The numerology of 25 is 7, so you have 5 plus 1 plus 4 plus 7. 6, 10, 17. And the day he actually died was February 20th, 2020. That was a date with 62 numerology. Navy 62, Sacrifices 62, Faustian Bargain 62. Again, the daredevil who died today, they said he was trying to reach 62 miles in the air. 62 again and again. He played for the Navy midshipmen 73-206, Navy 62-46. Look at Sacrifice 73-206, 62-46. They waited to post until 12:01 a.m. like 121, Blood Sacrifice 121. His surname Forney has Gematria of 83, 38, 79. Look at Murder 79, 83, 38. 25 like Death, like the country singers 25 in the headlines today. This young man was found in Bancroft Hall. Bancroft has the Gematria of 79 and 34 like Murder, 137 the 33rd prime, 47 the usual suspects. And again, I'll just mention what I mentioned in the other video. Bancroft Hall equals 112 like Chiefs, like Super Bowl. In light of this news coming on 2-2-2, remember Andy Reid of the Chiefs got his 222nd career win in the Super Bowl, which was exactly 222 weeks on the nose after the Royals won their last championship, or the city of Kansas City won their last championship, which was with the Kansas City Royals. And the Kansas City Royals owner died just days before the Super Bowl. And they also reported that the 49ers, who they defeated, had the highest salary in the league with $222.2 million. So, again, it's just clockwork what they do. The first new death reported today was a broadcaster for Channel 4 and the BBC. Channel 4 on the 44 date, where the number 4 is associated with death through language. So this was the first reported death today. He actually died today. His name was Simon, dead at 65, United Kingdom 65. And again, this 64, 44, 28 date numerology corresponding with kill. His name was Simon War, 59 the 17th prime, kills also 17. Supposedly dead from cancer. So often this is what they report with the dead celebrities on 44 dates, that they've died from cancer. It's just so common. Kill, cancer, chemo is all 44. And with Jewish Gematria, kill is 59, whereas it's 44 with the alphabetic order. Again, Simon War, 59, dead from cancer on the 44 date. His TV show on Channel 4 was That'll Teach 'Em, spelled just like that, 223. He also worked for the BBC. B's the second letter, C's the third. BBC is 223, like That'll Teach 'Em. He was a broadcaster, 74, BBC 74, Masonic 74. Again, it's just the same numbers always show up, just like the country singer's last name equals 74. BBC out of London, London, Masonic, Jewish, Occult, Gematria, English, all 74. Don't forget there's a song out there, Gematria, the killing name. Killing 74. Gematria, Masonic practice, modern Freemasonry established in London, England in 1717. The United States established by Masons 59 years later. 59 the 17th prime, 1717. Nation's birthdays 7-4. Holidays 74. Independence Day 74. Again, these people do everything by this code. It goes beyond ritual murder. It's ritual in numbers. All things. His TV show also has the 47 encoded in it, like the 47 degrees on the Masonic compass. And his cause of death is liver cancer, which is 70, like That'll Teach 'Em. Again, like United Kingdom, like Simon. And again, this is why you need the 4 base ciphers, to see the totality of the rituals, the totality of the encoding. There's probably a discussion if they should let him live to 70 or just get rid of him at 65. Anyhow. Also in the headlines, this isn't actually from today. This has been a story this week you guys have been asking me to cover, but I'll do it now. Rowan Baxter reportedly killed his wife and 3 kids. The killing happened in Camp Hill. Now look at Camp Hill in Gematria. Camp Hill, 74, 38, 43. Masonic, 74, 43. Killing, 74, 38, 43. The family name is Baxter, 38. Supposedly, the family was set on fire after the killing. Fire, 38. The family name Baxter is 25 and 38, like death is 25 and 38, like fire is 25 and 38. And, remember, police are controlled by masonry worldwide. That's why they have the checkerboard patterns all over, just like the checkerboard floors in Masonic lodges. He was 42 years old, professional rugby player, Freemason 42. This happens in February 42. There's probably a whole lot more to this, but I couldn't find anyone's birthday, so it made it difficult to do a full decode. Actually, a lot of the people today, they don't even have their birthdays out there, so I guess in a lot of these cases I didn't do full decodes, but I mean, just the fact that this happened in Camp Hill, I mean, right away that's super suspicious. It makes me sad to think how many people in this world might have actually been murdered. Just maybe the whole family's murdered, but then they blame it on the husband, and then it gives him this legacy that he killed his family. That might be absolutely what didn't happen. They say that the wife survived and went to the hospital, and that's where the story came out, but still, I don't trust anything from this world of celebrity. Maybe she had to say that so, the rest of her siblings or whoever she has in her life didn't get killed. You know what I mean? That's the way it could be done. You're going to tell this story, this is what's going to be in the papers, or else. This is also in the headlines. Google manager arrested after wife's body found in Hawaii. Hawaii's 33 land. But the story is that him and his wife were out doing a romantic walk on the beach, and then she had shortness of breath, so he had to run back to the hotel, which was 20 minutes away. So he had a 40-minute trip, essentially, to get back to her, and when he got back, she wasn't there, but he'd left her on this bay that has Gematria of 73, like sacrifice. And then what's suspicious about this is the Google is the big emphasis. She was found dead on a date with 61 numerology. Google is 61. And don't forget in the English extended cipher, forget it. Anyway, the family's name is Saxena, Gematria of 19. This happened on the 19th. And all the headlines are about a Google guy from Seattle. Seattle's also another 19, by the way, but I don't know. Google manager. Who even cares what his name is? The point is he works for Google, and the story is very Google oriented. And again, the numbers just line up so perfectly. We covered the death of the country singer earlier. Another death in the headlines. The mother of Shamar Moore. The media is asking why he waited so long to keep the secret of his mother's death. Sometimes I wonder if it's because of the work we're doing here. But, again, Gematria reveals all things. This man's birthday is April 20th, 1970. His mother died February 8th, right? That was exactly 42 weeks after his birthday. And consider he's a black man, Black History Month, 42, the number stamped all over Black History. Black History's 181, the 42nd prime. February 42. We were just talking about how Martin Luther King Jr.'s mother died on the 181st day of the year in an assassination. Again, the 42nd prime. If you go from Obama's birthday, August 4th, and count forwards to February 1st, every year that's 181 days later, the 42nd prime. Barack Obama's 181 in Jewish Gematria. And with regards to his mother dying on February 8th, 2/8, his name Shamar is 28. So, again, I don't think it's any accident his mother dies 42 weeks after his birthday in Black History Month. I'll be doing a video. My computer's going to shut down. It doesn't even go down to 1% when I'm live streaming. It's going to shut off any second. I'll be doing a video on this. Shout out to Kayla. Kayla gave me the majority of this information. The Destiny Child's music video with Kobe Bryant and how it synced up with his death from 1999. This just goes to show how things are orchestrated. But look at this. The day that Kobe died, the Grammys were that day, and Beyonce of Destiny's Child got her 24th Grammy. And remember, Kobe Bean Bryant equals 54, and he died on the 54th day of Jay-Z's age. Also, another video I'm going to be doing is on Steven Spiel's adopted daughter who's black, coming out and saying that she wants to be a porn star. This was 63 days after Spielberg's birthday, and porn is 63, that she came out and made this announcement. She's probably a mind control slave. And then, just to keep us up to date on the deadly coronavirus, today they came out and said that there were 142 new cases in South Korea. Coronavirus is 142. So is Yura the Rat 142. Wuhan coronavirus is 222. So 142 new cases on 2/22. South Korea also 56 like coronavirus, like how Event 201 was simulated a coronavirus outbreak. From that day, October 18th, the day leaving 74 days left in the year when they did that, to patient 0 was 56 days later. So I got a bunch more videos coming. Not tonight, just because got to give Sweet Lady some attention. But just wanted to get through all of these deaths in the headlines. And I know because I don't have them in the title, people are going to be asking me for the days ahead, what about Shamar? Shamar's mom. I'll be like, go back and watch the video I already put out. Alright, we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Till next time.